Well, hello there, and good morning, afternoon, wherever you are. I am going to show you today why you can't live without the image hose. It is one of my favorite tools. I use it constantly whenever I need to paint things where I need lots of multiples of repeatable objects. So in the case today, I'm going to paint some leaves on this tree. This was all done earlier, and it's all on individual layers. This top layer here will be our leaf layer. I'm going to go ahead and add another one because I'll paint the leaves on this. I want to first of all select the back color, the secondary color, the additional color it says from here, because I'm going to be using the grain feature on this. I have loaded up an image file of leaves that I had made earlier. Let me go ahead and show you real quick what that looks like. I like the image hose because this is what I can do with it. I can paint all sorts of things, lots of little things, and it's not exactly like using just a brush, for example, because each one of these leaves is different, and there are probably 15 or 20 different leaves. Then I have them come out in a random fashion, and I can paint all sorts of leafy masses really quickly. I like using things that I draw and paint a lot better than just the general photos that you might use. I find it much more conducive to being creative. In fact, if you'll notice the grass down at the bottom here, that is done with a kind of a quirky grassy image hose. So I'm going to go ahead and start. It's loaded up, and we'll paint some leaves on this. I have picked an image hose brush up here in the corner. It is a spray with the size set to pressure, which means it'll paint these leaves out in kind of a random spray fashion, and I can change the size of them by the pressure on my stylus. So it's a default brush, and it's the one I'll use for this. There's what it looks like right now. I'm going to make it a little smaller because I don't want my leaves to be quite that big. And with this color selected as the additional color, I'm going to go ahead and move the grain down to really low, about 10%. And what this does is it will use that background color to fill in the main color for the leaves. And I'll go ahead and start painting. That a little bit too small, I think, so make them a little bigger. And I do this just kind of in a random fashion to start with. Nothing really special about what I'm doing. I'm just kind of covering that square start of my leaves with the image hose leaves. Now there's two things I can do to make this lighter, and you can choose the one you like to do best, and I will vary them for different projects. One of them is I will simply increase the value of the color selected. So you can see I can start painting with some different colored greens. Or the other thing I'll do is I will increase the grain. So I'm going to go up to 20 here. And now you can see that the leaves are slightly lighter. And again, I'll paint these on. Sometimes I'll do each of them on a different layer. Most of the time I'll just do them on one. It all depends on what I need to have going. So I will leave a few more darker ones at the bottom of the tree. I'll go ahead and increase this to 30%. And so now you can see the leaves continue to get a little bit lighter as we go. I'll try to place them in a little bit more random fashion, just so that they would act like you would think a real tree would. Increasing to 40% here. And again, I'll just kind of finish off some of the tops of this tree with the leaves, and I'll go up to 60% for the final group. Now I could go a little bit larger, but I don't really want to, or more toward the original color of the image hose, but I don't want to really do that because it'll be too bright for what I've got going on the rest of them. But just to show you what would happen if I did do that, I'll increase this to 100. And see, then I get really, really bright leaves on those, and those are a little bit too bright for me. So I'll undo that a couple times. So there you have it, using the image hose and a custom built one rank nozzle to paint a tree.